You gotta
So
feel the
there's
muscle.
one
Yeah.
big reason why people can't grow muscle.
Yeah, because
sets, like, what do you recommend, like, really beginners, like, how many sets, how many reps every set?
beginners, I like honestly, you could get away with 10 working hard sets per week, per
10
muscle group.
per week,
Yeah.
per muscle group.
Yeah,
So
like
basically,
10 sets.
how
You
do
know,
you
like
how do you split?
yeah,
How do you
okay.
split?
Like I could give a very basic training program for a beginner. Like let's say for push, you do bench press 3 sets of 10 reps. Like this is the typical bodybuilding routine on bench press. Like 10 reps, 3 sets, and then incline dumbbell press, like 12 reps, 3 sets, and then pack fly, like maybe like 15 reps, 4 sets. That's 10 sets. That's all for the week.
For the week?
Yeah, for the week. That's all. That's all.
Not even one training.
Yeah,
not even one
that's all for the
training
week.
session.
For the
It's a
week, one training session, you can get away with it for beginners. Yeah, for beginners. Or also you could split it up to like 5 sets, which is like why would you like? I mean, like it's too low. I mean, 5 sets per training session is just like you do like 2 sets of bench press and 3 sets of incline dumbbell. That's 5 sets, and like that's like yeah, like for beginners you can just train once. Basically, you can just train once a week and then you can get away with it. But then eventually
once a
you'll
week,
stop.
but for every muscle group.
For every muscle group, try to hit like 10, maybe 12 working sets like that. And then as you get more advanced, it gets even more. It gets even like it gets a bit higher. Like you can do like maybe 15 working sets, 17 working sets. You gotta experiment with yourself. But to be honest, there's a lot of ways to progressively overload. Okay, if you stop making muscle gains, then you need to overload. And if you need to overload, then you can make progress by increasing the weight, increasing the way you execute the movement. Okay, it's not just from point A to point B if you're trying to build muscle. It's like from point A to point B, you have to recruit whatever you're trying to work. You do bench press, you need to feel your chest. You feel your chest do the work. Okay, it's not just moving from your chest to up. You know, like if you just do that, like what do you like? You can just swing it around, bounce it. You're injuring your chest. You're bouncing it, and you can just like maybe like I don't know, just like it's not. You have to feel the muscle you're working. That's the main point. If you don't feel the muscle you're working, you're just swinging it. Then you just like there's no tension. There's no tension applied to the muscle gun. So you're just moving the weight, but you're not applying any tension to the muscle, and you're not getting any result because you're not putting the muscle under tension.
So you're saying that kalau misalnya nih, people always say kayak they have been hitting the gym for like 3-4 months, but then they see no progress because like they just like do this instead of they should like really like
okay. Honestly, to be completely honest, okay, every person to person makes progress differently because number one, genetics is very big factor in terms of bodybuilding. Some people could do the exact same thing as another person and not get the same result because they're just born with more muscle fibers. They're born with better testosterone or something. You just like genetics is very important. Like people could be like taking steroids for example and look like worse than me because because genetics. You train equally as hard, but genetics is a big factor. That's number one. Number two, the way of training also depends too. If you train like so and then you don't train it properly, especially if you don't train properly, you don't feel your muscle, you don't put your muscle under enough tension per set. Let's say like ideally per set you would like time under tension is very important to building muscle. Like the time under tension, so like 3-second negative and then 2-second 2-second up, 3-second down, like that. Like because if you just do 10 reps and you just swing it around, are you really working the muscle? You might as well just like swing a baseball bat or something. Like, it doesn't like you're not working anything. You're just swinging the weights. Like what are you trying to do? Like if you're powerlifting, yeah, if you're a strength athlete, maybe you would want to move from point A to point B. That's okay. But if you're trying to build muscle, you want to move from point A to point B whilst putting tension on the muscle. That's then
that is very important.
Yeah, then you stimulate it. You give it a reason to grow. You
So,
gotta
so
feel the
there's
muscle.
one
Yeah.
big reason why people can't grow muscle.
Yeah, because
Because they're just
at
doing it
first,
wrong.
before you make a proper training plan and all that, you gotta like stick to an exercise that you can perform that will stimulate your muscle. You know, like to be honest, you don't have to do all these fancy cable whatever. You can stick to the same exercise every time, but get super good at it. Get really good at it that you can feel the muscles every single rep, quality reps every single time. Like every single rep, seriously, every single rep quality, then more than likely you will gain muscle.
So
You will put
so
your muscle under enough
it's
tension
an
and stimulate.
exercise on its own then. Like when you're lifting, you need to really feel the muscles to make it like to push it to like grow it basically.
Yeah. You need to push them out. Then this is in terms of bodybuilding. Yeah, like other sports may be different. Maybe you can just pull from point A to point B, and like I don't know if you're training for baseball or something, you can probably do the cross hack thingy. You just move from point A to point B, replicate the swinging of the bat, and yeah, you will get your result. But for bodybuilding, it's not from point A to point B. Most of it is all the feeling of the muscle, time under tension on the muscle, making the muscle like have a reason to grow. You know, stimulate the muscle. That's the main thing for bodybuilding.